So psyched to get to say this. Touchdown, Kansas City!
Well done.
It's the radio call famous across the National Football League. That's Mitch Holthus, of course, the voice of the Chiefs for 22 years. Nobody knows the team inside and out better than Mitch. Our Matt Vereen caught up with him at camp and got his take on this 2018 season.
We are here at Chiefs camp with one of the faces you see here pretty much every year, Mitch Holthus, voice of the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, Mitch, you've been in your role longer than anyone before you. Looking at the offense going into the season, how do they compare to what you've seen before?
In my 25 years, I'll humbly say this, that I think it's the best collection of talent from the skill positions that I've seen. There's a lot of weapons on this team. With a young quarterback, they're going to need all those weapons, and trying to mesh with an offensive line that's still kind of trying to figure it out. But there's a lot of options on this team.
Now, the offense seems to have a lot of talent, as you say. Defense, there seem to be a few more question marks. How do they look going into the season?
Honestly, that's the story of camp so far. 2 weeks into this camp, the defense has been the story. I think defensively, the Chiefs are going to be much better than people think, because the prevailing thought in the offseason was the defense is near the bottom. They're holding this team back, and I would tell you just the opposite. And again, particularly for a young quarterback, one of the things you can have early in the season with a brutal schedule in the first 6 games is just a rock-hard defense that's going to make plays. Keep in mind, the Chiefs for 5 years under Andy Reid have been one of the best in giveaway, takeaway margin. Part of that is Alex Smith didn't give it away, but the defense did take it away. People underestimate the impact of Kendall Fuller on this team to get him in the Redskins trade. They also are underestimating what Anthony Hitchens means to this team when healthy. Reggie Ragland at the mic. This team is quicker, it's deeper, and it has big time impact players on defense that people don't even realize. And it's not all about Justin Houston or Dee Ford. Now you have Breland Speaks. Now you have Tano Passanio. The secondary is better. With Eric Berry back, I'm telling you, this defense has a chance to be a lot better and maybe really good.
Now, at camps like these, it's easy to kind of get a feel for the offense and defense. Special teams, a bit harder to kind of see where they are going into the first games. How do you think they look?
Well, it's what your hope is in Dave Toub. But you ask a great question, because that will determine some really tough cuts. How many wide receivers do you keep? Do you keep 5? Do you keep 6? Who's the 6th wide receiver? Because your 6th wide receiver, you hope, would become a Matthew Slater, who's the Pro Bowl special teams player for the Patriots. Is that Marcus Kemp? Is that J.U. Chesson? That becomes a real key issue. With the rule changes, particularly on the kickoff return rule, you now have to be faster, quicker on your up front people. Less bigs, more skill. That means your wide receivers, your linebackers, and your DBs that can play special teams are now more valuable than ever with the rule changes.